IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Toyota, Bay Food Market, Fairfield County Adam H., the Savings Bank, Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield Federal, the Carriage Company, Fairfield DD, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Dagger Law, and North Body Shop.
And we are underway here at Fairfield Union. We're glad to have you with us for our high school basketball game of the week. Jared Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. We apologize, we are just underway. They actually started the game about 10 minutes early tonight, kind of surprising, but Saturday nights they like to start them at 7, and since the JV game was over early, they decided to go ahead and tip it off.
It's a quick start, that's for sure.
It was the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs winning the tip, and on their first possession, Emily Bratton called for an offensive foul. Keep in mind that Emily Bratton is, they cannot afford to get her in foul trouble tonight, Tim.
No, she's really just outstanding in all areas of the game, Jared.
3 put up on the Fairfield Union end by Macy Martindale, no good. Rebounded by the Falcons, and Martindale puts it up and in. Falcons lead it 2-0.
Yeah, great cut. Keep moving toward the basket. Super job.
Fairfield Union comes in 4-9 overall, 2-5 in the Mid-State League Buckeye. Bloom-Carroll 9-4 overall, 5-2 in the Mid-State League Buckeye. As there's a nice pass underneath to a wide open Natalie Lang, and she couldn't get it to go. Tim, we talk about those records. It seems like they're kind of lopsided, but these two teams are kind of going in opposite directions right now.
Yeah, Bloom hit a little, hit a little bump here.
Yeah.
They played really good teams, Jared. I think they lost to Canal in overtime. You lost to undefeated Circleville, who's ranked number 5 in the 5 in the state,
and still undefeated.
And Fairfield Union got off to a really slow start, but they played, but they had a gauntlet of a schedule. I asked Coach Montgomery who made this schedule, and he had to laugh. He goes, "I did." So, but I mean, they played outstanding teams in those first 7 or 8 games, and they've got some young players, and they're coming along, and they've won 3 out of 4.
Yeah. So the Bulldogs come in having lost 4 out of 6. There's Coach A.J. Ireland, including 2 league losses. They're scoring 53 points a game, giving up 37. Their average margin of victory this year, 26 points. They were blowing teams out at the beginning of the year.
Well, they've just played better competition,
right,
and that happens. But they play outstanding defense every night. There's the first thing when I asked Coach Ireland exactly, if you would talk about a strength, he said their defense is a real plus.
Yep.
They switch, they pressure, they're active, they're quick. They're going to try and put the pressure on Fairfield Union. The first meeting early in the year didn't go well for Coach Montgomery's team, but that's a long time ago.
Absolutely.
And you have a lot of practice, and as we talked, they've won 3 out of the last 4 games.
Yep.
So they're seeing improvement, and it takes a while to become cohesive in basketball. It's very much a cohesive sport, and you have to be rhythmic.
Yep.
The offense and the defense has to be on time.
Coach Montgomery called the timeout. Timeouts tonight brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster. You can check out their website at carriagecompany.com. We also want to say thanks to North Body Shop. I'll tell you about them in just a few minutes. They are our tip-off sponsor, and unfortunately tonight we just missed the tip-off because they started this game a little early as Samantha Sattler puts in 2, and the Falcons are up 4-0.
That's a really nice – she was the out of bounds, taking the ball out of bounds, made a nice play. Boy, the Falcon defense –
Boy, Bulldogs have had some really good looks. That's the first time they've converted, but all 3 trips down they've had wide open layups.
Well, BC penetrates a lot off the dribble, and you can't help vertical. If you help up vertical, there's nobody behind to cover for you.
Yeah. There's a turnover on the Falcons.
And that starts with your on-ball defense, Jared. You got to stop the basketball. If you can't stop the basketball, it's hard to play defense.
You mentioned that this Falcon team has had a gauntlet of a schedule early on. And you mentioned Circleville. They are at the top of the Mid-State League Buckeye Division at 12-0 overall, ranked number 5 in the state. This Falcon team, right before Christmas, only lost to them by 7 points.
Yeah, they played them tough. What happens is with young players, especially on the perimeter at times, Jared, it just takes a while.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't have time, but you have to give them time.
Right. 4-2 Falcons with the lead, but basketball stolen away by Emily Bratton and the Bulldogs. Here's Bratton for a long three, no good. Long rebound by Tessa Brooks. Brooks tried to skip pass it over. Kind of a dangerous pass taken by Conrad. Here's Bratton going on the drive, dishes it back out. Tessa Brooks. Now at the top, it's Wilkinson. An errant pass there taken away by Martindale, and here come the Falcons up 4-2. Falcons led by Ellie Lewis, who's scoring 11 points a game. This is her right here, dishing it off. Good ball movement, three put up. No good for the Falcons, rebounded by Bratton. We've watched Bratton and Ellie Lewis. They are four-year starters, both seniors, and they've been battling it out for 4 years as there's a three put up and in by Tessa Brooks.
Well, that's their MO right there, shooting a three. I know Coach Ireland and I talked a little bit about they're really trying to search to find other ways to add to their – they're a good shooting team. Yeah. They shoot threes, but you need to be diverse in your offense.
5-3, Bulldogs with the lead, Falcons with the basketball. Martindale gives it back out top to Taylor Smeck. And another turnover by the Falcons. A late whistle. I guess they didn't see who it went out on. Here's a replay of that last three.
Yeah, nice pitch, and she's just behind the line. Caught it, ready to shoot. And she does what we call a ringer.
Our replays are brought to you by Dagger Law. Thanks to Dagger Law for providing those replays tonight. 5-4 Bulldogs with the basketball and the lead. Bratton looking for some movement out of her offense. So check that, it's Brooks.
Yeah, she's getting face guarded, Jared. If you watch the defender on Bratton right now, trying to keep the ball away from her as much as possible.
Drive and a dish out to Sorrell. Now in the corner, it's Charlie Conrad. Nice quick step on the baseline. She had a wide open shot, but kicked it back out. Shot's no good for Bratton. Rebounded by the Falcons. Here comes Fairfield Union. Alexis Leith brings it up. Lewis now. Inside the paint, her shot no good, rebounded by the Bulldogs. Big time clear out. They were the only all purple jerseys underneath the bucket for that rebound. Bratton picks up her dribble, gives it off now to Brooks.
Yeah, they're going to face guard her and make her work to get the basketball, and hopefully they can tire her out. But I'm telling you, she's probably seen everything you can imagine in 4 years.
There's a long three put up. No good for the Bulldogs. It's out of bounds, but a foul going to be called away from the basketball on Bloom-Carroll's Emma Sorrell.
Yeah, Emily's averaging almost 22 points a game, and coaches are smart. They know what you may not stop her, you may not, but you have to contain her touches and make it a little more difficult. And that's where your other players have to step up if you're Bloom-Carroll.
Rachel Worthman and Jill Cooperrider check in for the Falcons. 5-4 is the score. Bloom-Carroll with the lead. Cooperrider. Nice little power dribble on the block and puts it in.
Well, the defender forgot to guard the basket.
Yep. So Jill comes into the ball game and scores immediately to take a 6-5 lead. Brooks gives it right side to Wilkinson, now to Bratton. Long three again put up off the front of the iron for Wilkinson, rebounded by the Bulldogs. Or no, check that. The three was put up by Wilkinson, rebounded by Sorrell. Now Brooks. Nice backdoor cut there by Bratton, and she's fouled.
Well, she uses both hands very well.
Yeah.
She can use her right. We've seen her pass with her left. Right there, she got a shot up just with her left to get the 2 free throws.
Interesting story on Emily Bratton. She became the all-time leading scorer for Bloom-Carroll, right, Shu, this year?
Yeah, and the story behind it's even more interesting. I'll let you share that.
As Emily puts the first free throw in, she becomes the BC girls basketball program all-time leading scorer this season. The record had been held by A.J. Ireland's aunt, Tammy Cox, since 1989.
How ironic is that?
Yeah, so Emily Bratton takes the scoring record from her coach's aunt. Pretty interesting. The record was 1,225 career points. Bratton broke the record in 70 career games. She right now holds the record at 1,421 points and counting.
And the story I like, Jared, is she made herself. She makes herself, and she's still working to get better.
Yep.
according to Coach Ireland. I like that. You know, she's a Miami of Ohio signee, and I think they will be glad to have her.
Absolutely. Inside the paint.
Nice cut.
Here's Cooper Ryder. Left-handed shot, no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. 6-6 to score. Under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. And the ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Bloom-Carroll. Sub coming into the ball game. Whitney Passon for Bloom-Carroll, and for Fairfield Union, Taylor Smeck. You know, Tim, when I was looking through the records and looking at the games that Fairfield Union's played, you mentioned that they've had a gauntlet of a schedule, but really their margin of losses is not that bad. I mean, 13 points, but that's even including the huge loss that they had against Carroll earlier in the season.
Right. And
they've had some really close games against some tough opponents.
Some really good teams. They're traditionally good teams.
Yeah.
And, you know, I in the long run, I don't think that hurts you. It's just hopefully Coach Montgomery can you know, not find any sharp objects nearby or a high mountain to jump off of. But honestly, it does make you better. You either get better or you're not going to survive.
Yep.
That's
left-handed shot put up and in by Emily Bratton. Give her 3 in the game, and her team leads at 8-6, under a minute to play in the first.
Yeah, not everybody can do that. That's a small gap she got through right there, Jared. Slithered right through.
Out top, it's Mitchell, and it's just wrapped up for a jump ball. Whitney Passon just grabbed a hold of it. Natalie Lang comes in for Bloom-Carroll as you see this replay.
Watch her.
This is
hesitate, and that's a tiny gap, Jared.
Yep.
And you know what she did while the ball didn't get up? She pulled it close to her body and
right.
protected it. That's a skill in itself, believe me.
48 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. Right side, it's Alexis Leaf. Back out top, Sattler. Now they'll swing it left side. Clock down to 34. And almost had it stolen away. She just takes it to the hoop and scores it. Taylor Smeck for 2.
Good for her. Good hard cut. Now she's going to keep this here.
We're tied up at 8. Bratton with the basketball. Thought about going baseline. Skips it way back out for a 3. Put up and in. That's Marissa Wilkinson.
Yeah, they've both been running at guard for a few years here. Marissa's another senior.
Yep. And she has shot a few tonight, and she's not going to quit. I mean,
no, she's a good shooter.
Going to pay off. She missed a few, but hey, she put that one in and gives her team an 11-8 lead heading into the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Coach Montgomery, watch right here. Well, she never ever actually carried it herself.
Right.
It was knocked free, and she just got it back. Yeah. That's a good no call.
I want to say thanks to North Body Shop. They provide quality customer service, parts, and reliability, and they've been doing that since 1979. Owner Mark North will provide you with a free written warranty on each estimate. That's Mark North of North Body Shop. He'll treat you right.
And a big shout out to Buckeye Lake Marina. If you're looking for a new boat, which I don't know if you'd put it on the lake now, you might need ice skates on it,
True.
right? A great pre-owned watercraft or a place to get parts for your boat. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. More information can be found at buckeyeLakeMarina.com.
So, Tim, you got a chance to talk to both the head coaches of these two teams, A.J. Ireland from Bloom-Carroll and Ryan Montgomery from Fairfield Union. And one of the things interesting, you always put together this sheet of their comments and just some stats and things, and I highlighted a couple of things. First of all, for Coach A.J. Ireland, point of focus. FU is aggressive at home, and we must take care of the basketball.
There you go.
Yeah.
We've seen it already. They have attacked them defensively. Coach Montgomery has a good plan.
And then what Coach Montgomery said that I found very interesting, too, is find a way to contain Emily Bratton.
And that's what they're trying to do.
That's the name of the game when you play Bloom-Carroll.
Well, you see them trying to do it, Jared.
Yeah.
They're trying to do the game plan. So they both had a plan in. Now, sometimes I've had plans before, and they don't always kind of go the way you want them or think they can. But, that's preparation.
Well, and fortunately for Coach Ireland, when people do contain Emily Bratton, somebody like Marissa Wilkinson will step up and hurt you.
And then she just goes by 2 people and jumps up over somebody and sticks a jump shot at mid-range. Okay. I always said good players make you a smarter coach, man.
Bratton now with 5 points in the game, and the Bulldogs lead at 13-8. Foul's called on Bloom-Carroll. Whitney Passon is called for it.
I honestly think with the rule changes, there's less fouling.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
I think so. I think when you have to get that 5th one, before it was 7.5, you shot the 8th, or you shot the 7th. So you had 6 free. Now you get 8 free.
There's a 3 put up at the top of the key, no good for the Falcons. Rebounded by Bratton. Here come the Bulldogs.
She's more comfortable left-handed.
She
if
is.
You watch.
Clearly.
See her throw that hook pass with the
Yep.
left hand.
What a move there,
Yeah.
baseline. Little jumper, no good, but the backside rebound put back, still no good.
Wow.
They've had some good looks underneath the bucket. Fortunately for them, they're getting their offensive rebounds. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Bloom-Carroll.
Yeah, you got to get – both teams are just a little tentative on the boards. I think Fairfield Union just seems tentative going after the ball right now. I think Coach Montgomery's going to want them to get more aggressive on missed shots.
Joe Cooperrider comes back into the ballgame for the Falcons. Bratton for 3 in the corner. Got it.
She's probably practiced that a few hundred times, Jared. Seriously, I mean, that's what it takes.
Emily has 8 of her team's 16. Shot no good for the Falcons. Rebounded by Lewis. A quick ball movement swinging around to Martindale. Now to Cooperrider. Cooperrider strong inside the paint. And a whistle and a traveling violation going to be called.
Trying to do the right thing, just got in traffic. Watch here. Trying to get to the basket. The ball got caught on the Bloom-Carroll defender, and you know she covered ground without dribbling.
That's a really good look at it right there from our camera dead on the court. Tom Russo. And now the ball just dribbled out of bounds.
Yeah, that's just not what you want. I honestly, I like to say when, and I don't have all the answers, as I tell you, I'm undefeated with a headset on. But don't throw the ball to the corner on the first entry in offense.
Right.
Reverse the ball once, please, because the defense has never shifted, and it's hard.
Tough drive there for Taylor Smeck. Couldn't finish it. Shot was no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. They lead at 16-8. Bratton, a long-range 3 off the front of the iron. Got her own rebound. Good hustle by Emily. And then just goes baseline. Reverse layup's no good. Rebounded by the Falcons. And I believe they're going to get Whitney passing for another foul. That's her second.
Yeah, those 94-foot fouls are not what you wish for.
Marissa Wilkinson comes back into the ball game for Bloom-Carroll. Some full court pressure for Bloom-Carroll. Ellie Lewis going to have to get it across the timeline quickly. She passes it ahead to Martindale.
Yeah, smart move. Come and get in the basketball.
Here's Cooperrider.
Good cut.
Nice cut. And a good finish by Samantha Sattler. That's 4 points in the game for Samantha.
When they cut hard and more assertive, Jared, they've had some success in their offense. Now they're in a little zone press here, just trying to mix it up.
Bratton being double teamed now. Now they'll swing it right side to Brooks.
Yeah, it's kind of like a wide 2-3. Too many gaps, though. Too many gaps. And you know what? They've got them one-dimensional right now.
You're right.
And that's what Coach Ireland was talking about. We need to then tack the paint, pitch it, go do mid-range, find other ways to score than just shoot threes.
And they've struggled under the bucket tonight. Do you think that's why they're firing up so many threes?
I don't know. I think it's their MO, but, sometimes you got to be, like I said, multiple. Nice
Good
pass.
dump inside. Cooperrider got her own rebound, puts it back up. Oh, in and out. And a rebound by Addison Luke for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we're going to have Keith Barr check those rims at halftime. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way.
That was in the cylinder, wasn't it?
Wow. Both sides, we've had a couple of those on both ends.
Shu, you and I are old enough to remember the non-breakaway rims. I tell you, these newer style rims just seem to be very forgiving and soft, don't they?
Yeah, they are. I played on outdoor courts with chains on them. Seriously.
Yeah.
They lasted longer. We couldn't put nylon because the weather would just wear them out. So we used chains.
Bratton tried to bank that one in. No good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Tessa Brooks.
Well, in defense of Fairfield Union here, the last few possessions, defensive rebounding is tough on threes because they're long and, oops, a miscommunication.
And Coach Ireland immediately going to get somebody off the bench to check in. A little bit sloppy so far.
I think that's a fair assessment. A lot of ball turnovers. I've seen a good bit of basketball here recently, not just at this level, but taking care of the basketball and doing simple things are less, in my opinion.
Right.
I'm not just some old guy kicking it around. We've had too much carelessness, and I think we got to teach passing and catching, pivoting a little more.
Here's Lewis. Yet to score tonight.
See, they're not cutting right now. They're just kind of, there's a decent cut.
Right.
But
almost a double dribble. Cooper Ryder, shot put up, no good.
Yeah, but that's a good look. I mean, if that's her range.
I tell you, I like Cooper Ryder's game. She's come in off the bench.
Well,
she's
not holding back.
Right. She's played hard. She's not afraid to put the ball up. Foul going to be called on Maddie Mitchell. That's her first.
Yeah, and Jill's she's a junior. So, no, I like her aggression, at least thinking to score. You don't have to be a black hole, but you always got to be an attempt to score.
16-10, Bloom-Carroll with the basketball and the lead. Brooks drives.
See, that's good
pass, and wide open underneath the bucket was Emma Sorrell.
Yeah, 3 players in that possession showed great skill, Jared. Dribbling, passing, catching, and you get a layup.
Yep.
It's the difference in the games, honestly.
Bulldogs up by 8. Here's Martindale. Good move. Shot was blocked, but a foul going to be called on Charlie Conrad. That'll be 2 on Charlie. So that will send Macy Martindale, the sophomore, to the free throw line.
I remember when they brought Macy up last year as a freshman.
Yeah.
Give her some time, and she's really stepped up and been playing a lot better. I think part of it sometimes is getting comfortable for young players.
Yeah.
She started the season coming off the bench, and I think now she's gotten in the starting line. She just feels more comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Bloom-Carroll with the basketball in the lead, 18-10. In this Mid-State League Buckeye Division matchup. In the corner, Wilkinson gets it back out to Brooks, and they'll swing it around to Bratton. Now in the corner, 3 for Emma Sorrell, no good. Brooks the rebound. And loose ball going to be taken away by the Falcons. Rachel Worthman gets it. Quickly up ahead, here's Martindale. But good recovery by Bratton.
Well, she can sit down and guard.
Yeah.
But I like Martindale, Macy right there. I like her exploring that.
Here's Martindale for 3. Got it! Over top of Emily Bratton.
No fear.
5 points for Macy Martindale.
Yeah, you got to play fearless if you're going to play.
Pulls them back to within 5 at 18-13. Skip pass over right side, Brooks. At the elbow, here's Lang, who just checked in for Charlie Conrad. Not a lot of movement from the Bloom-Carroll offense right now, but I guess you don't need to, and you're going to just drain threes like that.
I'm going to tell you what, making shots solves lots of problems in basketball. We
Tessa
don't need
Brooks.
to move. We'll just make a shot.
Yeah, her second 3 of the night.
Tessa's had a good season, though. She came in, too, last year as a young player, gotten more time, and really has helped them step up and improve their game as a team.
Cooper Ryder, good pass over on the baseline. Shot no good for the Falcons. Rebounded by Bloom-Carroll.
Yeah, did a good job blocking out that time. They're always going to be undersized.
Bratton on the run. Her shot's no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Bratton now will fire up the 3 and drain it.
I tell you what, when I go to the fair, I want her. I want to win the stuffed animals, buddy.
That is 11 points in the game for Emily Bratton. A minute to play in the first half.
She flat out has spent time shooting the ball, and it shows.
And what was just a 5-point game quickly up to 11 right now.
Falcons have it where they want it, really. Just got to get a good basket here. You got to have a good possession here. Good screen.
Lewis has her 3 blocked by Marissa Wilkinson. Bulldogs quickly up the floor. Wilkinson, her shot no good. Martindale the rebound with 31 seconds. Here's Lewis. Ellie on the drive inside the paint. Little scoop shot, no good. Bulldogs a rebound. Bratton going to go quick inside the paint. Whoa, there's a big foul on the Falcons.
Little WWE right there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's good. She's all right, and so good sportsmanship.
Foul's called on Emma Mitchell. That'll send Emily Bratton to the free throw line.
Oh, stuff happens when you play hard sometimes. Yep. You know, players, whether it be boys, girls, whatever.
Watch this.
Yeah.
So it looked like she had her hand on the ball,
yeah.
and Bratton kept on going,
yeah.
and then it just kind of hooked her head as Bratton makes the first free throw.
This is the loudest voice you can ever have. Step up and make them.
Yep. And she drained both.
Yeah, I mean, they turned a 5-point lead into a 13-point lead like that.
In no time, yeah.
Just making shots, Jared, and good ball pressure and playing defense.
Down to 10 seconds, 26-13 is the score. Here's Leith.
Got to get a
4
shot.
seconds, now 3. Three-pointer put up by Martindale. No good, and time will expire here in the first half with Bloom-Carroll on top 26-13. And you said it, Shu, a 5-point lead just a few moments ago quickly turns into 13.
Yeah, you know what? AJ said they do two things pretty well. They defend and they shoot the three. But if they're going to really get somewhere, they've got to get better in some areas.
We're going to take a timeout. We come back, we'll have first half stats and analysis and all the play-by-play action of the second half coming up on the high school basketball game of the week.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference. Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Taylor with Habitat for Humanity of Southeast Ohio. Here at Habitat for Humanity, our mission is simple. We bring the community together to build strength, stability, and self-reliance through shelter. Achieving this mission is made possible with the support of generous local partners like the Buckeye Cares program. That means Buckeye will make a donation with every vehicle sold this month. From all of us at Habitat for Humanity, we say thank you, Buckeye, for once again offering your generous support.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Where can I find advanced heart care?
When you choose Fairfield Medical Center for your heart care, you'll find confidence in our expertise and peace of mind in our compassion. Your health is important, and our heart and vascular experts specialize in the latest technology and treatments to keep you feeling your best. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
Hi, I'm Carol Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs, 740-689-6991.
Swing into the Carriage Company and check out our sweet deals.
If you're looking for the best selection of clean, quality used vehicles, look no further than the Carriage Company. You'll feel secure with your purchase, knowing all vehicles undergo an extensive safety and service check prior to the sale. And all vehicles can be viewed online at carriagecompany.com. The Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster.
So wait! How much can you afford to spend on a home? That's a good question. I'm Desi DeJohn, Assistant Vice President and Mortgage Loan Officer at the Savings Bank in Lancaster. It's important to know how much you can afford before you contact a real estate agent. Factors such as income, credit score, debt, and down payment can help determine how much a bank can lend you to buy a home. Getting pre-qualified is the best way to find out how much you can afford to spend on a home. You can apply to pre-qualify online anytime at thesavingsbankohio.bank.
Welcome back to Fairfield Union High School for our Buffalo Wild Wings high school basketball game of the week. We are at halftime. Bloom-Carroll and Fairfield Union girls match up. Bloom-Carroll leads 26-13. Taking a look at some first half scoring. First of all, for Fairfield Union, it was Samantha Sattler with 4 points. Taylor Smeck had 2. Jill Cooperrider 2. And Macy Martindale leads the way for the Falcons with 5. Again, it's Sattler 4, Smeck 2, Cooperrider 2, and Martindale with 5. For the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs, Emma Sorrell has 2, Marissa Wilkinson 3, Charlie Conrad has 2 points, Tessa Brooks with 6, and Emily Bratton with an outstanding first half with 13. Again, Sorrell 2, Wilkinson 3, Conrad 2, Brooks 6, and Bratton 13, and that's where we stand 26-13 here at halftime at Fairfield Union. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we'll have all the second half action of the high school basketball game of the week. Stay with us.
For the last 30 years, I've worked in Fairfield County. The beauty of working in this county is it's small enough that you get to know people on an individual level, that you get to do the kind of work you want to do personally, but it's large enough that we have some resources and we have some ability to bring coalitions together to make some bigger changes.
You have the benefits of a suburban community, and Columbus isn't too far away if you want to get that urban experience. Plus, if I ever feel like I need to get away for a little bit, there's tons of great hiking around here.
Well, Fairfield County is just a really different county, so it's very resource rich. There are so many people in similar and overlapping helping fields. They make excellent community partners.
We all know each other and we don't compete with each other. Like agency-wide, we're all here to serve our clients, and you know someone everywhere, you know what I mean? And so that, I just feel like that helps it to get our clients the best care. So that's a big thing for me.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
We here at Fairfield DD wish you a happy new year. March is right around the corner, and with it comes Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. This year, Fairfield DD is excited to share that we will have a variety of events to mark this important month. Our 14th annual Celebration of Possibilities will be held on Wednesday, March 20th at 6 p.m. at the Wigwam Event Center in Pickerington. So save the date. Join our mailing list or follow our social media so you can stay up to date on all the happenings.
Bay Food Market is Fairfield County's source for high-quality, locally sourced meats. The meat case is always full of quality fresh beef, pork, gourmet burgers, and gourmet brats for you and your family to enjoy. Bay Food Market cures and smokes their own hams, bacon, and sausage. Visit Bay Food Market at the corner of Maple and Walnut Streets in Lancaster and discover the Bay Food Market difference. Open daily 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., closed Thursday and Sunday. Bay Food Market, proudly serving Fairfield County families for more than 90 years.
Dagger Law has more than 110 years of experience in nearly every aspect of the law. When we're not just helping clients, we're helping the community. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and around town because we live and work here too. We are your neighbors, and we want to help you when you need it. When we help each other, we're stronger. Our community is stronger. Creating a strong, vibrant, healthy, and safe community is everyone's responsibility, and we take the responsibility seriously. We are local, we are trusted, we are experienced.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Toyota, Bay Food Market, Fairfield County Adam H., the Savings Bank, Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield Federal, the Carriage Company, Fairfield DD, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Dagger Law, and North Body Shop.
And we welcome back to Fairfield Union High School. Halftime, Bloom-Carroll leads 26-13. Tim, let's talk about this Mid-State League Buckeye Division in girls basketball. Of course, we mentioned Circleville at the top of it at 12-0, number 5 in the state. However, right behind them, Amanda Clear Creek having an outstanding year. Coach Tim Leist out there has them playing well. 10-3 overall, 6-2 in the league. They beat Bloom-Carroll earlier this year at Bloom-Carroll.
Yeah, we're going to see them at the end of the year versus a very, very good Fisher Catholic.
That's going to be a fun one.
That will be a fun night for us.
But Bloom-Carroll stands in third place currently, right behind Amanda Clear Creek, who is in second. And then you've got Taze Valley, Fairfield Union, Logan Elm, Liberty Union, and Hamilton Township rounding out the Buckeye Division. And let's talk about how seeding is done this year. It's a lot different this year. They do now the RPI standings based on max preps. And personally, I'm not a big fan of that, but how do you feel having coached for years, but obviously max preps wasn't around when you coached?
Well, no, it's a whole different game and different generation, Jared. And I think what you have to do is give it a chance, and let's see how things work and how they work out. There were some quirks and things because every district did it different.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that's the right way to do it either. If you're all in the same state in the same tournament, I felt it should always be. What a move!
Nice move by Martindale. I think the other thing too, it's going to take some transition, I guess, or getting used to by several coaches because not everybody used max preps, and some coaches refused to because they didn't want their stuff out there. They didn't want their records out there and their game results and stats, and now it has to be.
Those days are gone.
Yeah.
You know what? I used to drive an hour to pick a tape up, or I'd call a coach, and there were some coaches who would never do that and stuff. But now it's all online, Jared. Every arena has a camera.
Yep.
They send those films. Everybody gets it. The only thing I didn't like about it is I felt if I could outwork you, I would.
Yeah. Here's Ellie Lewis. Get it back out. Swing it right side to Sattler. Sattler had a pretty good first half. She had 4 points. And a whistle and an offensive foul going to be called on the Falcons.
I didn't see it. Watch his drive. Here she showed a little explosiveness, Jared. Yeah, she did. And the defender, you can't stand with your knees, not bent with your arms straight up.
Right.
Now, if you ever tried to move that way, try it tonight when you go home with your arms in the air and your knees locked.
Right. Not going to go very well.
No. So, I used to ask him, do you really think this is the best way to be?
Yeah. 29-15, Bulldogs with the lead. There's Bratton in the corner. Martindale's got her trapped down there, and she gets it off. 3 going to be put up. No good for Bratton. And rebounded by the Falcons.
Yeah, a little better job on the boards.
Scoop shot for Ellie Lewis is no good. Ellie just cannot find the scoring column yet tonight. They've done a nice job defensively on hers. There's a 3 in the corner, no good for the Bulldogs. Lewis brings it up for the Falcons. Sattler back out top to Smeck. In the corner, it's Martindale. Macy's played pretty good tonight for the Falcons. There's a dump inside.
They're moving the ball well.
Yes, they are. Here's Macy Martindale for three. Nice.
She's having a real good night, Jared.
That's 10 points in the game for Macy Martindale.
Little 2-2-1 pressure. You got to sprint back, though. Back to a 2-3, a little extended. They're going to try to beat it at the high post here, Jared. Right here. You set a high ball screen and just let Emily deal.
Oh, nice spin move by Emily Bratton. That's just unfair.
Put her in the spin cycle. There you go.
31-18. Here's Smeck now to Lewis. Ellie taking the screen.
Good job.
And scoop shot is blocked by Bratton, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Falcons.
Well, what happened is, here you can see Emily coming.
Nice move right there.
Yep. If you watch her play, tells the story. You can just you don't have to be an expert or anything. You come in the gym and you'll recognize a good player.
There's a reason she's going to go play Division I basketball next year.
Absolutely.
Right side, Sattler. And now Martindale. Falcons showing some patience on offense, and there's just a strip right there by Emily Bratton. And finishes it on the other end.
Yeah, just a pick, and then she's so good with her left hand, Jared. She's more comfortable left-handed.
17 points in the game for Emily Bratton. And the Bulldogs now out to a 33-18 lead. Martindale, she'll fire up another three. No good this time. Good rebound. Running rebound and put back for Taylor Smeck.
Nice effort by Taylor right there. The key to offensive rebound, Jared, is a simple phrase. Go from A to B.
Yep.
Don't stay stationary.
Wilkinson gets it now to Lang. Nice quick ball movement. Bratton will fire up a long-range three. No good. Ellie Lewis tips the ball into the hands of Martindale.
Yeah, smart.
Yep. Somebody was close to her and probably going to grab it if she tried to reach for it, so she just made a nice little tip over to her teammate. Taylor Smeck with the basketball as three subs about to check in for the Bulldogs. Two for the Falcons, and Emily Bratton steals it away again. And missed the layup. Don't see that too often.
No, not when you scored as many points as she has.
True.
They don't come by misses.
And Coach Montgomery going to take a timeout. And that'll give us a chance to say thanks to some folks again, Shu.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Thanks to Larry Tipton and the crew for great food, great service, and the best sports viewing in town. It's all at Buffalo Wild Wings in the Plaza Shopping Center on North Memorial Drive in Lancaster.
3:06 to play in the third quarter as we see a replay here of that. Look at that. That's a really nice job by Taylor Smeck.
Well, just moving to the basket, to the ball.
Yep.
And like I said, A to B, and always go to the glass. If you want defensive balance, your point guard's back. If the point guard drives, your two guards back. But the rest of them should be going after the ball and understand the percentages of where balls go off shots.
Yeah.
And it is an effort area, Jared, but you have to practice it. It's not something that you just imaginarily do when you go out there, but you have to practice and practice the aggression of it.
So the Max Preps RPI rankings came out. The first ones came out this week, and right now in Division II in the Central District, Bloom-Carroll is in fourth, in the fourth spot. And then in the Southeast District, Fairfield Union right now in 15th spot. So I'm assuming that it would be, just like the old. The only thing that's different is you're not going to seed teams. The seeding is going to be based on the RPI, and then you'll just go in and put yourself on the bracket.
Yep, I think that's exactly what they want to do. They want to simplify it. Nice job.
Good job, Alexis Leith scoring it for the Falcons. 33-20.
Yeah, Maddie Mitchell made nice penetration. Good bounce pass.
Going to bring a little bit of pressure here. A little three-quarter court. Wilkinson gets it up to Whitney Passon, who just checked into the ball game on that last dead ball, and Coach Ireland going to have to take a timeout now.
That's not what you want to do. You never want to take one dribble and pick it up.
Yeah.
It's in a corner. You know, you got to break that habit.
Watch this replay here.
Yeah, watch Maddie come here. She stays low and a nice bounce pass. And watch her get her shoulders very squared, Jared, so she could get it off the glass.
Yeah.
That's a nice play.
So going back to the rankings, Tim, I guess I'm kind of thinking as I'm talking about it here, and as a baseball coach, having gone through this for several years, I'm thinking about it on the fly, and I'm almost kind of coming around to the fact that I kind of like it because it takes out the whole, well, I haven't seen everybody play, but this team's record is better than this team, so I'm going to rank them higher. But what happened? Because as a coach for several years, there would be a situation where I beat teams, and that team would be seated higher than me because they had a better record.
Or there's people that know them. I mean, there's all kinds of factors that you used to go into. I don't know if there is a perfect way, Jared, even with those numbers, because you play different competitions.
Sure.
But you got to come up with something.
Right.
And that's why I say give it a chance.
Ball tipped around and stolen away by the Falcons. Alexis Leith, and then there's a foul. Falcons hanging around here, 33-22.
But like I said, you look at the scoreboard, each team has a foul in this quarter with 2:20. Probably no free throws, unless you're shooting, of course. But I think it's eliminated a lot of that.
Addison Luke was called for the foul for the Bulldogs. Just came into the ball game.
Just man-to-man pressure. You got to be careful with Emily. She's
Maddie Mitchell brings it up for the Falcons and has it tipped and stolen away. 33-22, 2:10 and counting here in the third quarter.
They've let them play a little bit too tonight, Jared.
Three put up for Wilkinson. Wow. Hit the back of the iron and then dropped in. Or no, check that. It was Emma Sorrell, wasn't it? Or no, it was Wilkinson.
It was, yeah.
That's her second three of the night. 36-22.
Yeah, she's a good player.
Martindale dumps it into Leaf. Nice quick ball movement by the Falcons.
Yeah, they're getting, there you go.
Leaf. Shots put up, no good. Rebounded by Bratton.
She's got to take her time there.
Yeah, they're getting some decent looks.
Yeah. Well, they've had trouble scoring, and it's not been for a lot of reasons. They just have a low field goal percentage, Jared. They're just not getting the ball in the hole. And it makes it tough.
Bratton now will fire up a three. No good. Rebounded by Martindale. Counting down to a minute to go in the third quarter. 36-22, Bloom-Carroll with the lead. Lewis gives it back.
I like the swing, and look, that's a good cut. But she's got to break down on the cut. When I mean that, when you get to the point of possibly scoring, you got to break down because she just kept moving.
Yeah.
It's a good hard cut, but you got to break down at the end to make it successful.
Really didn't give herself even a chance to shoot the basketball.
No, there's no way. Nice.
Smeck.
Good effort.
Ball was tipped and recontrolled by the Falcons. Smeck backing her way in, kicks it back out. Emma Mitchell, or Maddie Mitchell rather, scoop shot no good, rebounded by the Bulldogs. And then Mitchell hustles back up and tips it away, and a foul going to be called on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you have to know as a ball handler, everybody tells people to talk to them. But I always felt that in a gym, if it's noisy, you're not going to hear them yelling.
Right.
But what you got to do is, this is always, when you're in the middle of the floor, you must always be conscious of people from behind. We used to have a flicker drill. We actually used to do that when we would pressure people and they got by us. We would chase them down in the middle and flick the ball loose.
Yeah.
We actually practiced it.
Wow. Second foul on Bratton. You saw the replay there, brought to you by Dagger Law. Under 10 seconds, down to 7 here in the third quarter. Sattler inside the paint gives it back to Lewis with 2 seconds. Lewis fires one up, and she's fouled as she's shooting. So Ellie Lewis going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2 shots.
Just what you don't, that's the worst thing you could do. You want to just back off.
Foul was called on Wilkinson.
Whether it was or not, you know what, Jared? Most fouls are called because they look like fouls.
Yep, you're right. Lewis drains the first free throw. Her first point of the night, believe it or not.
She's worked hard tonight, but just hasn't got any looks at all.
Yeah.
They've really clamped down on her.
Second one up and good as well. That pulls the Falcons to within 12 at 36-24 as we head into the fourth quarter.
Hey, by the way, as a reminder, you can find live and past games on our YouTube channel. Just search for CLN, your hometown connection on YouTube. You can see it on the screen there to find games and other local programming. While you're there, make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any action. And also, if you're on Facebook and Twitter, which is now called X, okay, check us out on those social media platforms. Just search for Interphase Video Productions.
Tim, if you're looking at quarter-by-quarter scoring, the Falcons won that quarter 11-10.
No, that's a positive thing. They came out of the locker room. I thought they played a lot better, Jared. They're more aggressive. But when you have trouble scoring, I've said this to people in football, basketball, baseball, you never look good.
Right.
Because scoring is what the game's about. You still have to score. And I was a big, I coached up the defense and all that stuff. But if you can't score, it's hard. The game's hard. You have little room for error. You just and you're not going to be perfect.
Right.
The realization is. So you got to find ways to score. Both coaches talked about that to me. And I know Bloom had their thing, but now that they're playing tough competition and stuff, they're seeing that they've got to get better.
Right. Bulldogs will start with the basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. They lead at 36-24. Sorrell to Bratton, and it's stolen away. Here comes Martindale, 1-on-2. Macy smartly will just pull it out, give it to Ellie Lewis. She fires up a shot with a toe on the three-point line, rebounded by the Falcons. Now loose, and it's out of bounds. It'll stay with Fairfield Union.
Yeah, and that's been one of the things that Coach Ireland also wants to shore up. They just have not rebounded the ball defensively well enough. Now, size does affect that sometimes, but most of all, Jared, it's just being in position and going after the basketball.
Out top, Emma Caton gives it off to Samantha Sattler. Here's Caton, thought about that three, doesn't take it. Back out to Sattler.
Got to pivot. You have to pivot. I'm so big on getting low with the ball.
Caton fires up a three, and she got it.
But buddy, she wasn't shy, was she?
No,
she came
was
in
not.
looking. See, that's a boost right there, just getting points.
And it pulls them back to within single digits, 36-27. Going to try to trap Emily Bratton, and a whistle and a foul going to be called.
And that's okay.
On Jill Cooper-Ryder.
I think if you're going to play against a pick and roll with her, I trap her every time, Jared. We're not going to hedge it. We're not going to go under for sure. We're going to just trap you and make her give it up. And they have other good players, but I'm sure they're not going to let her get out of that.
Right. Sorrell to inbound, gets it into Wilkinson. 9-point lead for Bloom-Carroll, 36-27. Keep in mind, they beat Fairfield Union 50-15 earlier in the year. This is a different Fairfield Union team.
It is.
From that loss.
That was really a long time. I can't remember the exact date. It was like early December, I think.
That one was on December 1st, just the third game of the year for both teams. Here's a steal. Martindale bringing it the other way for the Falcons. Going to the hoop and scores it. 12 points for Macy Martindale, 36-29. Falcons clawing their way back into this one.
I like their spirit.
And a whistle and a foul. Martindale had her hands on Tessa Brooks, and she knew it.
They've let them play, but I was going to say, if they let that go, you might as well get a saddle.
She pulled her hands off, but just a tad too late.
No, they've let them play, and it's kept the flow of the game. I like it because they've called the fouls that protect the shooter, and they've called the fouls that have affected the dribbler for the most part.
Yeah. 5:55 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Ball tipped.
Yep.
Nice job by Sattler, and it goes into the hands of Maddie Mitchell. And right idea.
Yes.
I mean, she was going to the hoop, but just lost the handle on it.
Yep. Get a little lower. Keep the ball so the defender can't flick it, and you can get through that gap. Watch that move there by Martindale. That was nice.
Wilkinson brings it up for the Bulldogs. Going to be picked up now by Cooper Ryder. Here's Brooks. Coach Ireland changing up the offense here, giving some instruction. 3 in the corner for Wilkinson, no good. Backside rebound by Bratton, and a good move. Her shot's no good, but she's going to the free throw line.
And that's what I mean about protecting the shooter. Don't allow people to foul or hit shooters.
Right. Cooper Ryder calling for the foul, her second.
That's a big possession right there for them, because had Fairfield Union gotten the ball, Jared, and you get it now 5 or less.
Yep.
It's big.
Free throw's good by Bratton.
But like
Smeck and Martindale come back in for the Falcons.
Like we said about Bratton, she's a Swiss Army knife. I mean, she does everything. She rebounds, she passes, she scores, she drives it, she shoots it.
And you can't miss her on the floor. Those are some bright pink shoes, are they?
Hey, as long as your feet move good, I didn't care what they wore.
Yeah.
If they move where they're supposed to.
Right. Yeah, the days of the team shoes are out the window, aren't they?
Not worth the hassle, is it?
No, it's not.
It's not. Now, I didn't like anything too crazy, but
right.
But you know what? If they're comfortable, they're the ones playing.
Yep. After the steal, Bratton now gets it inside, and a tie-up. Macy Martindale again. She's had an outstanding game. There's a look at those shoes for Emily Bratton. Martindale inbound, a little bit of full court pressure, at least on the inbound, then they back off.
Yeah, it's just token pressure to make you, if you're not focused or whatever, to get an easy turnover. Here we go, a little 2-1-2 set with a high post.
We have a whistle and a foul away from the basketball.
Trying to.
On Wilkinson.
Yeah. She's been face guarding Ellie Lewis all night. You can hear the faithful.
Coach Ireland is trying to get an explanation.
Hey, that's okay.
And I don't think that he wasn't doing anything flagrant with us. What he was doing was showing him what he thought.
He thought he was straight. She was more straight.
Right. He was showing him with his arms what he thought his player was doing.
And the referee's trying to explain that he actually.
Wow, what a shot by Emily Bratton.
A little mid-range. Now, I haven't seen her go right a lot and do that.
And just like that, they're back up by 11. Mitchell. Pass is tipped and taken away, and I believe Ellie Lewis going to be called for the foul. No, they call it on Bloom-Carroll's
now we get
Marissa Wilkinson.
Now we get that side wound up.
Yeah. Look at that shot by Bratton. Wow, on the dagger law replay. Yep. Coach Montgomery going to take a timeout. Talk about it as his team trails it 40-29.
Here you go. I think AJ's, he was trying to say basically that the hands were straight up. The referee's saying they were. I mean, you ever see when somebody goes in and they think they're straight up, and they call foul because you're like this.
Right.
There's like a transparent plane there that you're not allowed to break.
Yeah.
You need to teach them to throw. We say throw your ears behind you, or throw your thumbs behind your ears, because then your arms won't be forward.
Okay.
And that's exactly how you teach that.
Yeah.
Just, there's all kinds of little details and stuff you learn as you coach longer and teach kids. But, again, it's perception of you versus the official.
Well, the other one that always kills me is when fans yell over the back.
There's no such thing, Jay.
Yeah, if I jump higher than you and I'm able to reach up and grab the ball over your head, that's not over the back if I don't touch you.
No, you're absolutely correct.
Now, I'm never going to jump higher than you.
Well, at this point, I think I got about these 3 sheets of paper I could clear. But all honesty, I mean, there is no over the back. You either push, make contact. There's no such thing, like you said. And I never liked when you punished an athlete that was superior.
Right.
For that reason. And good officials don't.
Marissa Wilkinson just picked up her 4th foul with 4:06 to play in the game. She's going to check out.
It's kind of like the baseball one where they tell me the hand's part of the bat.
Yeah.
You've only heard that a few times.
Oh, yeah, just a few. Yeah.
I used to ask him, I said, when you got your new bat, did it have a hand on it?
or the ball hits the plate.
Yeah.
And they call it a foul ball.
Yeah, well, that's just not knowing.
40-30, 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. Wide open three in the corner, put up, no good. For Tessa Brooks, backside rebound by Ellie Lewis, and then it's taken away. And a whistle, a tie-up, and a timeout going to be called by Coach A.J. Ireland.
That's good effort right there, though, Jared.
Yes, it was. So they had a wide open three. The rebound by the Falcons and then just taken away by Bloom-Carroll. And good job by Coach Ireland quickly getting that timeout before the tie-up.
He wasn't sure he was going to get it. I'm glad to see Coach Ireland getting a little frisky here.
Yeah, he is.
That's all right.
Yeah.
He was a tough player in his day. He was
not
a good
just in
player.
high school, but we got to see him when he played for Marietta, and
Pioneers.
we did some of their games when we were covering the OAC. A lot of fun.
Yeah. You can't be laid back all the time, man. Come on.
So out of the timeout, it'll be Bloom-Carroll basketball underneath their own hoop. They lead at 40-30 with 3:44 to play in regulation. Glad to have you along on this Saturday evening. Cold Saturday evening. And the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs going to throw it away. Goes back to Fairfield Union.
Wow. They've got a lot to clean up, Jim.
Yeah.
They're a good team, but they have a lot to clean up, especially handling the ball.
Tight defense by Bratton, but the Falcons get it up the court. Here's Martindale, who's had a fabulous game for Fairfield Union. Three at the top, no good for Maddie Mitchell. Rebound tipped around and controlled by the Bulldogs. Here comes Bratton. She's going to fire up a three. No good. And Brooks hustles for the rebound. Tessa gives it back out to Emily Bratton. Down to 3:13 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs up by 10. Bratton kicks it back out. Nice quick ball movement around to Whitney Passon. Her three goes in.
Yeah, big shot. And for her and her confidence tonight.
The sophomore is in the scorebook with three and puts her team up by 13. Here's Ellie Lewis.
Great cut. She ran the floor hard and made a good cut, Jared, and Martindale got her the ball.
Yep. Now it's a trap and a steal. Smeck out to Martindale. Macy going to go on the drive. She puts it up and in, and she's fouled.
I'm telling you, she's exploded to the basket tonight. I mean, she has a little extra gear there.
Yep.
Again, watch. She's low with the ball too, Jared. If you notice, the ball's not above her hip.
Right.
She has strong control. She finishes strong. A little contact. Nice job.
Foul was called on Whitney Passon. That's her third. Martindale with the chance to complete the three-point play, and she does so. 43-35, an 8-point lead for Bloom-Carroll. Falcons hanging around.
Playing hard here. Got this trap. Got him on the sideline. Don't let him off.
Brooks.
Don't reach.
And Coach Ireland calls a timeout. He saw a 5-second violation coming.
Smart. Plus, that is an area of the floor you have to know. You do not cross half court and pick it up in the trap area.
Yeah.
Now, she didn't pick it up. What you should do is get to that point. Don't go across half court and reverse the basketball because they have two players here.
Right. Our timeouts tonight brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster. You can check out their website at carriagecompany.com. And coming up shortly, probably in the next dead ball, we'll get our players of the game. Had some gals out there playing pretty tough basketball tonight.
Well, I tell you, the competition's been good. The teams are playing hard. They just got to clean up taking care of the ball a little better. Just simple stuff that you can work on. And what do you say? What did we say? They played 13 games or whatever.
Yep.
So you've still got 8 games at least in the regular season. And then, from there, where do we go?
So 2:19 to play in the fourth quarter. Carroll on top, 43-35. Coach A.J. Ireland called the timeout as his offense was about to get trapped and about to get a 5-second violation. Inbound comes into Bratton.
Yeah, I'd just trap her now. Yep,
And
make her give it up. That's right.
She got rid of it quickly, which is a good job by her.
Well, they have a lot of good skilled players.
Now they're just going to kind of
Yeah.
dribble it out and make them foul you. And they do so. It's going to be Ellie Mitchell. Or I'm sorry, Ellie Lewis called for the foul.
Yeah, you're going to have to. Now, the next foul goes to the penalty. I believe that's their fourth of the quarter.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is the closest we've gotten all night, really,
Right.
to the penalty.
Inbound comes into Wilkinson.
She's pretty poised. She's a senior. She can use both hands. You see her dribble with both hands.
Now Brooks just running away from everybody. 3 in the corner put up. No good. And good hustle by Tessa Brooks, but she lost the basketball. Right there is Marissa Wilkinson to pick it up. Coach Montgomery telling his girls, get out, let's go. We got a foul.
Yeah, that's okay. Just don't foul Abby Bratton if you're on the Fairfield Union side. I mean, she did miss one. She's a human being, but I wouldn't count on it.
Marissa Wilkinson will go to the free throw line. Shoot 2 shots. First one's good.
Yeah, she's a shooter. That's who I'd want having up there.
7 points in the game for Marissa. 44-35. 9-point lead for Bloom-Carroll. They can boost it to 10 here with this free throw. And in and out. Rebounded by the Falcons. Maddie Mitchell. And a foul going to be called on, before the foul. Thought they were going to call a foul on Emily Bratton, but a timeout by Coach Ryan Montgomery. That'll give us a chance to get our players of the game. Let's do our Fairfield Union player of the game first of all, brought to you by Bay Food Market. Stop in at Bay's and check out their weekly gourmet burger and brat selection and their weekly steak sale specials. Bay Food Market at the corner of Walnut and Maple Streets in Lancaster.
Well, for Fairfield Union, I think really it's a no-brainer. Macy Martindale has just been tremendous on all areas of the game. I mean, attacking the basket, deflections defensively, just playing super.
I would agree with that. Macy Martindale, number 31 for Fairfield Union. Congratulations. She's our Bay Food Market player of the game, currently with 16 points in the game for the Falcons. Let's get to our Bloom-Carroll player of the game, brought to you by the Savings Bank, where community always comes first. The Savings Bank, proud of our heritage, founded by local people, committed to serving individuals and businesses in southeastern Ohio. Learn more at thesavingsbank.com.
Well, they have good players, as we know. We do these games each year, but you know, Abby Bratton just stirs the drink.
So number 3, Emily Bratton. Congratulations.
Emily, I'm sorry, I said Abby. Emily Bratton just stirs the drink. And Jared, she's got 21 points. Now she has 1,442.
Wow. That's impressive.
Add another 21 to the pile.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's not all. What makes her so good is how hard she plays. She does a lot of things. Nice move.
Nice shot by Ellie Lewis. 6 in the game for Ellie, all in this second half. Down to a minute and 10 to play.
You really got a foul right there.
Coach Montgomery definitely yelling for it.
Yeah, they got to understand how to play when you're down.
Yeah.
You can turn a minute into several.
Right.
And I know it's all 2 shots now, which I think takes a little bit of the fun out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But if that's the rule, that's the rule.
Yeah.
You still have to step up there and make them in crunch time.
Yep. So that will send Natalie Lang to the free throw line. A little stoppage here. I'm not sure what. Are they confused on who the foul was on? They said 11, but there is no number 11. So they call it on Macy Martindale. I believe that's 3 on Macy. So at the free throw line is Natalie Lang, and the first one's no good.
And that's what I mean. If they only make one and you can come down and get a 2-3-point play or a 3-point shot, you can gain some ground.
Yeah.
You just got to foul. You got to go for a trap immediately at this point. There you go.
No good. Rebounded by Alexis Leith. Down to a minute. 44-37 to score. Bloom-Carroll on top. Falcons
Yeah, just take your time. You got to get a possession.
Leith, little scoop shot, no good. Rebounded by Wilkinson, and a tie-up. And they need to foul.
Yeah, she's not who you want to foul. You
No.
want to trap. Just
And a timeout going to be called by Coach Ireland.
yeah, good job by Coach Ireland. Get the ball in and get it to your key shooters.
Yep. So 44-37 with 41.1 seconds to play in the ball game. Tell you what, Fairfield Union, we mentioned their schedule, how tough it is. It doesn't get any easier for them. They take on Amanda Clear Creek on the 19th, and they've got Taze Valley. 2 more tough league games back-to-back.
Yeah, they're both good teams, above 500, and it is what it is. I mean, you have to prepare for what you got to deal with, and you just got to keep getting better, and they've gotten better.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't real happy with the other night.
Right.
They didn't play real well, just ineffective, but you just got to come back into the gym and get better. And the beauty of basketball is, unlike football, you got to wait a week.
Right.
I don't know if I could have ever done that, Jay. Wait a week.
I agree.
I mean, you got baseball. You're every day.
Right.
Hey, a
you
tough
got to
loss.
have a quick. You have to have a quick memory. A short-term memory.
Yep, that's exactly. You can't worry about it. You got to move to the next day, and it's tough. But I always felt that once you got back in the gym and got working and fixing things, and if you have good cooperative players, it solves all of it.
Well, and here's the thing, too, for Fairfield Union. A lot of these tough games that they've played, the majority of them, other than Sheridan, have been Central District teams. They're going to be playing in that Southeast District where they could possibly make a run.
Yeah, you just want to avoid Sheridan.
Right. In the quarter, Natalie Lang is going to be fouled. That's a good foul because we saw her go to the free throw line just moments ago and miss 2. So they found the right person, but Lang now wants to show them, hey, I am the right person.
Well, for her, I mean, I hope she's, I don't judge who wins games or really have an interest in that, but I hope for her sake, herself,
look at that one.
Well, when the other coach is screaming, foul, you kind of get into their confidence level a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
You just got to go up there, and as I said, making a free throw is one of the loudest voices in America.
Got 1 out of 2 there. 45-37's the score. Down to 20 seconds. Martindale in the corner. Gets it to Sattler.
Wow.
Sattler on the drive. Shot no good. Bratton the rebound. Down to 12 seconds.
Yeah, that was too much contact there.
A lot of contact. Coach Montgomery not happy about it.
No, that's not a good job. You called the game the same the whole way.
Time going to run out on the Falcons, and a traveling violation going to be called on Emily Bratton.
We're not here to bash people or anything, but you just got to call it the same regardless if there's 3 seconds or.
And a shot put up at the buzzer, no good. And Bloom-Carroll going to come into Fairfield Union and pick up a Mid-State League Buckeye Division win, 45-37. Really a hard-fought game. They had to fight for this one.
Yeah, I think AJ knew that. I think his team was prepared for that, knowing, like you said, you come down here and Ryan does a great job at Fairfield Union.
Yeah.
You're going to get challenged, and they prepared for the things that they needed to do. They just don't make enough shots.
Right.
And like I said, it'll solve all your problems and if you can just make some shots.
Check some scoring. First of all, for Fairfield Union, it was Alexis Leith with 2 points. Ellie Lewis had 6. Emma Caton, had 3. It was Samantha Sattler with 4. Taylor Smeck had 4. Jill Cooperrider had 2. And Macy Martindale with an outstanding game tonight for the Falcons led the way with 16 points. She was our Fairfield Union player of the game and really just played an outstanding game.
She did. The whole floor game. When obviously 16 points tonight, but she's doing a lot of things really well.
Right.
Passing, cutting, and just really just giving to the team and making them better.
For the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs, Tessa Brooks had 3 points. Whitney Passon had 3. It was Tessa Brooks with 9. She had a good game tonight. Natalie Lang had 1. Charlie Conrad had 2. Marissa Wilkinson was 7. It was Emma Sorrell with 2. And leading the way, once again, Emily Bratton, 21 points tonight for the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs, getting it done once again.
She does it all. I mean, she gets steals on defense. She passes the ball. She's just a Swiss Army knife of skills.
I was about to use your other term, the straw that stirs the drink.
Yeah.
I love that one.
She does. She makes them go. And when one of your hardest workers, if not the hardest worker, is your best player, it's the greatest thing when you have a team like that.
I want to thank our Interface Video Productions crew tonight, Josh Messerly, Donnie Ziegfeld, Shane Masita, and Tom Russo. Tonight, I think I got them all. Did I get them all, guys? Got them all. coming out on this cold Saturday night, giving up watching the Browns, which I guess that wasn't a bad thing tonight for those who stayed home and watched it. Not a good one. But tonight, Bloom-Carroll comes away with a hard-fought 45-37 victory over Fairfield Union here at Falcon Country. Thanks for joining us tonight. For our entire Interface Video Productions crew and Tim Shoemaker, I'm Jared Stewart. Have yourselves a great night, everybody.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Toyota, Bay Food Market, Fairfield County Adam H., the Savings Bank, Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield Federal, the Carriage Company, Fairfield DD, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Dagger Law, and North Body Shop.